Okay, so right now what happened is it beeped when it's outside the case, not inside the case, right? So I think something caused it to ground itself, and the motherboard shut it down to protect itself. Okay, so whatever it's doing, it's not beeping when I take the motherboard, when it stay in the case. When I take it out, it's beeping. Okay, so that's what I did. I put the gasket on both the back side and the front side of the motherboard, okay, on those screws. And basically, the way I put it in is I slide let's say the motherboard is my hand. So I tilt it toward the left side, put it in, align the hole, the speaker hole, you got keyboard, mouse holes right there. Align that in, and then set the motherboard down, and then with one hand push it toward that way, because if you look closely to the clip, it looked like, that little metal piece, it looked like it's spring loaded. If you press it in that way, if that nut and hold on, it's kind of like push the motherboard to the right. So with one hand, hold on to this side, push it in, right? Once you have those holes aligned, push it in. The other hand, start installing the screw with the Phillips screwdriver, okay? Once you have about 2 screw in, then you can screw the rest of them in. It should line up nicely, okay? So don't tie everything up, just line. Once it start, go to the next one, because you need that wiggling room, so to make all the screw align, okay? I can't show it to you because, I really need 2 hands for it. But after you install it in, so next thing you're going to do is you connect that power supply button right there to the motherboard. And then for I have the 4-pin right there. So I'm gonna reconnect those two. Okay. Okay, so here I found the 24-pin. Okay. So the clip side, as you can see on here, is gonna be to the left. Okay. So I'm gonna hook it on like so. Okay. Hook it on, and then just push it in. I use my my finger underneath the motherboard to support it, and I just push this thing in all the way, like so. Okay. So remember, the clip side is to the right. Okay. Because you can't put it to the left. You see that thing right there? It's gonna hit the clip. So the clip side go to the right. Okay. The next thing I'm gonna do, I'm put this 4-pin connector on there. So right there, you're gonna see that little white thingy sticking there. That's the thing to hold this clip on. So the clip go on again to the right side, like that. So I'm gonna hook this thing on like so. Push it down till you hear a snap. Okay. To start your PC without a power switch, all you have to do is take a screwdriver and connect the 2 terminals. Okay. Put it right between the two terminals, and the fan should run on. Okay. So that's how you jump start this without the power switch. Okay. Basically, after you hook this on, you turn the power button on back here. You turn them back on. Okay. So here, because I have a speaker, so basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump the 2 terminal right there with the screwdriver. Okay. So I'm going to touch the top 2 terminal to the right. You see how I get it started? Now it's beeping. Okay. So that's a good sign right there. Okay. So let's see, because my power supply button is unplugged, so I can't use the power button, right? So I have to turn this off. But the good thing is it's beeping, right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to reconnect this power button on, okay? Like so, okay? Just like that, okay? After I hook in the power button, so I'm going to turn this thing back on. Turn the power switch back on, and I'm going to use the power button back on here, okay? See, I push it in. It's beeping, okay? So I know electricity going through here, the power button is good, all right? So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to turn this off. Let's see if I can use the power button. I hold it down, and it turned it off. So now I got a functional power button, but when I let go, it turned back on again. Okay, so let's try it again. I hold power button down. There it is. It turned itself off. Okay, so the power button side is work. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the LED. The next one is show on here. Okay. Power LED plus and minus. Okay, I'm on the top row here. Power LED plus and minus. Okay, so I locate the power LED plus and minus right here. Okay, that's why, remember, I asked you to mark these so it's easy for me. The green positive go on top. Okay, so I'm gonna put this in. I know it's hard to see on the camera there, but okay, so I'm going to slide those two in, like so. Okay, according to that diagram right there. Okay, so now I'm going to turn it back on again. Okay, because I didn't turn off the button, because the power button here is working. But always check to make sure the power button is on. See if I can turn this on. Okay, press the power, fan running, still beeping, annoying you like crazy, but it's work. Okay, that's the thing communicating with you. All right, so next thing you're going to do next is you're going to turn it off. So I'm going to hold the power button, allow it to turn it off. Okay, all right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the next one, which is the next two on the bottom is a LED hard drive, LED drive. Okay, so red is going to be positive, white is going to be negative. So this one is going to be hard to see because it's underneath. Okay, so I'm going to hook it up. All right, I'm going to hook that up right there according to, once again, this diagram. And that's why if you don't have this, it's good if you jot down, you know, take note, make a drawing of this when you pull them out. Okay, so hard drive plus, hard drive LED plus, minus, and then the next one is going to be ground and then reset. Okay, and then the one far to the right here is a dummy. Okay, so now I have these two connect. I'm going to turn them back on using my power button. Turn them back on. As you can see, it's still beeping, so it's good. All right, okay, so I'm going to turn this thing off. Okay, I hold the power button down, turn off by itself. Okay, all right, so the next one I'm going to go through is ground and reset. Okay, so now I got the reset button push in. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to press the stop button. Okay, power turn on. Uh-oh, no beep. Okay, no beep there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this thing on because look like I found a problem right there. So I'm going to turn this off, turn off the switch. Okay, I'm going to pull this thing back out. Okay, I'm going to turn on the switch. I'm going to press the start button. Oh, it's beep. So that's your problem right there. Okay, reset button. Okay, right there. See how it's beep? Alright, so let me turn this thing off. I'm holding the power button down and it's turned off. Okay, alright, so it looked like something wrong with this reset button. I'm gonna use the voltmeter to check this. Okay, so basically with this Harbor Freight voltmeter, I'm gonna set this thing to read continuity. Okay, I'm gonna turn it on. So I put the two terminal on the switch right there. There's a reading. Okay, now if I press the reset button, that 458 gonna going down to 001. Okay, So this switch stay closed, and that's what caused the problem. Okay. So now I found the problem. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the RAM back on. Okay, to install the RAM, basically what you want to do, you want to look at that slot right there, okay? And compare it to the one on the motherboard, okay? That slot have to line up. So these RAM actually go in only one way, okay? So you line up that slot, and then you put them in evenly. Okay, once it go in like that, what I do, I use my hand, hold on to the motherboard, okay, and then my thumb, I'm going to press the top one in into that clip up on top, put it down, and then I run it down, push the one on the bottom, okay, so make sure it's in, snap in place, like that, okay, that's one RAM. Then the other one, doing the same thing. I'm going to line up that slot. Okay. Put it in. Press it in. Press it in. Okay. So if you're not put it in and don't feel like this thing snap in, don't try to force it. Okay. Check that slot. Okay. So once I have this in, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to install my DVD drum drive. Okay, this one here is the old type. So basically, I'm just gonna connect this in like so. Okay, line it up, push it in. Okay, all right. Next, what I'm gonna do now is probably easier if I just connect my my hard drive. So this one here I label top left, so I just connect it. These things only go in one way, okay, because you got like the L shape right there. Okay, you can see on there it looks like it's a L. So you put them in like so, and then this one here I label it lower left, which is this one here. Okay. And then lower middle. Now, if you have one hard drive, then you don't have to go through what I go through, right? It's only go in one way. Just snap it in. Okay. Got my hard drive in. So next thing I'm going to do is, I'm going to install is my USB drive on the header here, okay? So basically, I'm going to do, I know the res to the left side. That's why you jot this down. You label it when you pull them out, okay? And then this fan here, I'm going to put it right here. Okay? This external fan. So basically put everything back. And then the next one is the graphic card. I'm going to slide it in like that. Okay? And then I'm going to push it in. Okay? Once I push that thing in all the way, you see the screw over here aligned. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie this thing down. Okay? Okay? There it is. Push it all the way in. And then what you want to do is align that ear and then tight down that screw to hold it in. Okay? So the internal one is already in except for this reset wire. Okay? Alright, so next thing I'm going to do on the outside here, I'm going to hook on my Ethernet connection. Okay? My video graphic. Okay? It's only fit in one way. That's why you mark these when you take them out. Okay, once you have to push in, tight down, tight down these two screws. Okay, and then what I have here is a speaker too. It's going to the center. That's why you mark them. Okay, and I label them speaker. The next one is mouse and keyboard. Okay. So this keyboard basically is only going one way. So I don't know if it show clear, that little plastic piece inside there. It fades in certain direction. Okay, you put it in right, then it push all the way in. Okay, that's my keyboard. So here's my mouse. Okay, I label it. I put an M on there. Okay, push it in. These things only go in one way. Okay, so I got all my external hooked up. Okay, it looks like I got everything hooked up. Okay, all the cable, connectors. Okay, the only thing I left out is the reset button. Okay, the connector to a reset button. And one last look, check your connector to your DVD ROM drive. Both power supply connector and the connector to the motherboard. Okay, and of course all the hard drive. I got 4. Okay, so make sure the connector is nice and tight. So now what I do is make sure that switch, the power supply switch is on. Make sure your monitor is on. I'm going to go up front here. I'm going to press the power button. Okay. So as you can see, my DVD drum drive is working now. It's ejecting before it went. Okay. So it is working. And oops, there it is. Okay, so while the system rebooting, I press F2 continuously, and it's run to that screen right there, and then it goes straight to the BIOS screen, like you see there. Okay. Okay, so when you get to this screen here, okay, see it says system time. So basically what you want to do, you want to change it. Now, using plus and minus key. As you see, I use minus to change that, plus, okay. And then to move to the next column, you press tab, okay, and then you change the minutes, okay. And then if you want to change the second, okay. So when you're done with this, you change the date, you just press down button. As you can see, it's go down there, using a plus or minus to change, you know, the appropriate date right there, or actually month, really. And then for the date, you just press tab. So tab is changed from one column to another, okay. And plus or minus is to change, you know, the number, okay. So after you're done there, now after you're done there, if you have to go back to the 06, you just press tab. Okay, so you press tab continually. That's what it's doing. And most important, you want to stay on that, because sometimes if you press like right or left button, okay, it's take you to different menu. So you want to stay on the main one to change just the date and time. Okay, so after you change the date and time, what you do, you press F10. So after you press F10, that window will come up, okay, and then you press OK, and it will boot your system. It will boot, you know, there it is, okay, you got that screen, and then it will boot the window. Now my system, I have a dual boot, which is I have more than one operating system on this PC. So it's going to tell me which system I want, okay, so for me, I use the first one. So, in a way, you know, it's been a long, this is harder than building the system. And there it is, okay? It's going to the window mode right there, okay? So, 3 things I done to repair this problem, okay? 1, I replaced the CMOS battery. Number 2, I put that that paper gasket on both front and back of the mounting bolt to the motherboard, to isolate the motherboard from grounding, okay. And then after that, I find out my reset button is stuck in a closed position, which causes the PC to continuously in the reboot mode, okay. Now that's something very unexpected. I didn't think it was a reset, but that's something you can put in your toolbox when you try to fix the system, okay. Now another thing that can cause the same problem is the power supply, okay. I know this power supply works because it's coming off the working PC, okay. So I know that power supply working, but keep that in mind too, that if you have problem with the power supply, it can cause that problem also. Okay. Okay, this is the reset button or the switch. Okay, as you can see, it's stuck in a closed position. It looked like one of those push on, push off button. So right now I'm just going to leave the connector to the motherboard unplugged because the computer will run without it. Okay, and then until I find a replacement, that's going to be stay unplugged. All right. Okay, so that's it for this video. I just hope that when you encounter this problem, is limited to just clean the memories, change the battery, or replace the power supply. One, not all three at the same time. Okay, for me, it's really give it to me. You know, 3 problems same time, and so. As I go through all the main component inside the computer, I hope you pick that up. That way you have confidence, you know, you can use this skill to build yourself a computer. Okay. Anyway, that's all I got for this video. Again, thanks for watching and have a wonderful day. Bye.